Good morning. Welcome to this week's weekly market update brought to you by Treasury One and ETM Analytics. With me today is Andre Siliak, currency strategist at Treasury One. Andre, we kick off this first week in December. Still with a lot of data out of the US, which is old data. Some of the data from October will be purged. We'll never see the data coming out like inflation and jobs data. But we still have some September data, some new data, some mixed data out of the US that will have an impact to the all-important Federal Reserve interest rate decision that occurs next week, Wednesday. So, Andre, what can we expect can maybe influence the decision by Jerome Powell come next week?
Richard, yes, good morning. Thank you very much. I think if we look at the data, now, first of all, when you make an interest rate decision, the impact of that interest rate decision that you implement now after the decision has got an impact on data going forward. So it's a forward-looking thing. You are looking at what's happening in the economy and what could happen in the economy going forward. And based on that, you make a decision in your monetary policy to influence the happenings going forward. So data given to you statistically is history, but history normally predicts what can happen in the future. So the overhang of government that was closed for a month is still with us. And if we look at the information on what is the expected data this week, for instance, then I'm not even going to go into the detail. I'm just going to go carefully look and see. It's September, it's November, it's October, and there's a December. So you're speaking a mixed bag of information that comes out, which makes it extremely difficult. What do I think will be the focus of Mr. Powell? What was released is the so-called beige book. And that says that there's slower job creation and a slightly improved or bigger rate of jobs being lost. In other words, unemployment on the rise. So I think that will be the focus of this meeting, the discussion of the impact on what they do or not do on job creation and jobs data going forward. And if I look at what is expected out of jobs data, then to me it looks like 25 basis points is most probably on the cards. So I changed my view from last week to this week, where I say I think there's a very good possibility now that they will lower interest rates purely because their focus will be on jobs data.
Yeah, and so we'll need to keep our eyes peeled on the screens and see what happens from that front. Quite interesting to see. But locally, we've got some local data that maybe influence our currency as well. We've known Q3 GDP that comes out from South Africa. It's sort of been flatlining quarter on quarter. Q2 was a little bit better at 0.8%. But what can we expect? Any fireworks from Q3 GDP data, or just another data set that's being released?
Okay, I'd be very surprised, Richard, if there's big surprises on our GDP data for the third quarter. What could be an interesting one is the agricultural sector and the contribution of the agricultural sector in Q3. We must keep in mind we had a very good season in terms of citrus exports. There is all sorts of other agricultural products also coming onto the market and harvesting in Q3. So that could be one of the things that spike out a little bit and assist Q3 GDP. But overall, on the total GDP for the third quarter, I don't think big surprises. Mr. Godongwana, during the medium-term budget speech, had already lowered the growth forecast or for the whole year in terms of GDP. So no, I don't think big surprises per sector, maybe one or two surprises, as I say, but overall, not a big surprise. But I don't think that will have a massive impact on the movement of the currency, because I think it's expected.
Yeah, Andre, now talking about the currency leads us nice into, you say quarter three GDP won't have a massive impact, but we've seen the rand trading stronger from the end of last week, and that's on back of some equity markets in the US that's done tremendously well. South African yields are still there, still attracting funds. Commodity prices are still there. We see gold almost back at all-time highs. So do we still expect the rand to trade sort of in the 17 to like 17.30 type of range, or can we see some fireworks in the currency?
Wichert, I don't expect fireworks. And none of the things that you mentioned, from interest rates being on relatively high, even though we had a 0.25 point drop of that. But in terms of comparing our interest rates with the rest of the world, we are at high levels. That is still attracting carry trade, commodity prices. Everything that you mentioned is still on the cards. What's also on the cards is a dollar that seems to be losing a little bit of its color and weakening slightly. So if there's a surprise out of the 17 to 17.35, it would be breaking the 17 and trading down to the 16.90. Now, we have seen it once that it broke that and very quickly went back above 17. The surprise, as I say, would be if it breaks the 17, going down to 16.90 and then staying below the 17 for a period. But unlikely that we'll see big surprises. What I am concerned about is as we go into the month of December and we all go and dip our toes into the sand at the coast, that the volatility could increase slightly on the rand simply because the liquidity is a little bit less in the markets, and that could mean that movements is a little bit bigger than anticipated during periods of big liquidity. And as I say, that could increase the volatility slightly and broaden the range that we trade in. But overall, at this point in time, nothing that I see that can really massively influence it.
Andreas, thank you very much for your time again. We will keep an eye on what comes out of the data this week, and if there's any big swings, we'll be in contact. But for now, enjoy the first week of December, and we'll be back next week. Enjoy the week. Cheers.